Welcome to Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Tara Sowers, she, her, and I will be helping with the service today. Our theme for today's service is joy. Joy as a spiritual practice, the power of joy, and simple ways to access feelings of joy even in difficult times. Later in the service, we'll have a guest, Bob DiCarlo, who I feel is the human embodiment of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. And Bob will be giving a talk on how we can cultivate joy and positivity in our lives by savoring simple pleasures, finding gratitude for the good things, fostering compassion for ourselves and others, and connecting with nature. We often have visitors joining us at VUU. If there are any visitors with us today and you are so inclined, please stand so we can welcome you. We are delighted to have you with us today. Our community is rooted in love, inclusion, and justice, and we are excited to share this space with you. After the service, feel free to grab a snack and a beverage, and then join our welcome circle over on the east side of the sanctuary, next to that teal welcome circle sign. The welcome circle is a friendly gathering where you can meet our members, ask questions, and learn more about our congregation. And the welcome circle today will be led by Doug Nitzel. You can wave to Doug, so you can meet him over there. And to help us stay connected, we invite each adult guest to take a moment to sign in using the QR code on the screen. And the sign-in QR code is also available on the back of the VUU brochure. And now for the pastoral care announcement. This Sunday, November 30th, 2025, pastoral care will be provided by Dan Schulte in the sanctuary and Claudette Wassil online. They will be responsible for pastoral care the following week. And a note for our online viewers, there's no way to send a private message on YouTube, so please send an email to pastoralcare@vuu.org. And this goes for anyone who wants to contact the lay pastoral care group at any time. Caring Neighbors works to foster a loving and caring community in which VUU members and friends nurture and support and assist each other through life's joys and trials with things like social gatherings, meals, and occasional rides. They can be reached at caringneighbors@vuu.org. And now we're going to light our chalice. Please join me in the chalice lighting words. We kindle this flame, symbol of our faith, for the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of love, which calls us to work for justice. Our invitation to worship this morning is a poem by Donna Ashworth called Joy Comes Back. When you finally realize that joy is less fireworks, more firefly, less orchestra, more birdsong, she will come back much more often. For joy will not fight with the fast pace of this life. She is not in the shiny or the new. She breathes in the basic, shimmers in the simple, and dances in the daily to and fro. Joy has been beckoning you for many years, my friend. You were just too busy doing to see. The very next time joy wraps her quiet warmth around you, as the garden embraces your weary body in its wildness, Tip her a nod. You cannot force her to stay, but if you are a gracious host, joy comes back.
Please rise if you are willing and able to join us in hymn 410, Surprised by Joy.
I would like to invite Krista Zabor up to help us with Time for All Ages. And any little ones that we have in our congregation can come up and enjoy a story that Krista will read to us.
All right, any other kids want to come up? How about my little one, Dina, turns 5 today. Dina. All right. The story is called Sustaining the Tree of Life. The tree stood in the middle of the village. Its trunk was so large that it took 6 people holding hands to reach around it. The roots were strong and wide, and its branches spread out over the village square, offering shelter from the rain or shade from the summer sun. Its fruit was juicy, sweet, and plentiful. The people of the village loved the tree. Children played beneath it and climbed its lowest branches. Young people knew that if you whispered your dreams to the tree, they were more likely to come true. People who proclaimed their love or friendship for one another beneath its branches found their relationships to be nourishing, and elders discovered that their sweetest memories could be counted on when they were near the giant tree. The tree had been witness to so much, and when the breezes blew through the leaves, one could hear echoes of generations, laughter, conversations, dreams, prayers, and songs. Animals loved the tree too. Rabbits lived in burrows under the roots. Squirrels and monkeys lived in the branches, and bats and birds flew in to eat the abundant fruit. The tree seemed to buzz with life. One day, a traveling merchant arrived in the village. He rested in the shade and ate 2 pieces of delicious fruit. "This fruit is incredible," he said. "I would like to have some to sell in the next villages that I visit. Who owns this tree?" "No one owns this tree," replied a villager. "If anything, we belong to it." "Well then, if no one owns the tree, then no one will mind if I pick the fruit," said the merchant, and began to fill a basket. "I mind," said the villager, "and today I am the keeper of the tree." "What do you mean, keeper of the tree?" We each take our turn being here with the tree. We could never own it. We are here as protectors, as sustainers. That's ridiculous. This tree doesn't need you. You could just take what you need, take what you want. The tree will continue. But the villager couldn't be persuaded. Sir, this tree isn't like that. We don't come here to take from it. Even though we receive much, we are keepers of the tree because this is where we are nourished. This is where some of our most precious memories are and where our people have dreamed. This is where we remember who we want to become. Well, said the merchant, you may think this tree is very special, but it still doesn't need you to sit with it. That is preposterous. Ah, replied the villager, the tree itself may not need me, but what of others who come by? Just this morning I sat with a woman whose heart was heavy with worry. Had I not been here, she would have had to carry that weight alone. And this afternoon, a tired couple came by, and they rested with me. They said they had been looking for a place like this, and then an elder came by, and we watched the birds and the branches together. And now you are here. You were confused about what this tree is and how to be with it. Imagine if you had arrived and not found anyone here to talk with you. You might have continued thinking that everything you do is all about you. Luckily for you, my friend, I'm here to let you know that when you care for the tree of life, it becomes about so much more than just you. And the merchant sat for a while in the shade, thinking about these ideas that felt new and a little challenging. As the sun went down, he picked up his bag and headed out of town, whistling a song that he hadn't thought of in years. On his way, he shared a smile with each person he met, his heart feeling strangely light and joyful. And the people of the village, they continued to sustain the tree of life, to care for one another and share their gifts with grace and gratitude. May it be so for each of us. In our story today, the people of the village cared for the tree, not because they owned it, but because of the value it brought to the community. It gave them shade, fruit, memories, and a place to be together. The villagers knew that when we care for something that helps everyone, like a tree, a community, or a world, we're really caring for each other. This emphasizes our Unitarian Universalist principle of interdependence, where we understand how we are all interconnected. And recognizing our interdependence can bring a sense of joy and belonging. Every time we help a friend, welcome someone new, or take care of the earth, we help our whole community grow strong, just like that big, beautiful tree. Now the children can come and pick up a candle. Oh. And head off to the classroom as we sing them out.
As we shift into this centering time together, I invite you to join me in a short meditation practice to cultivate joy. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can release any tension from your body that you're able to let go of. You can close your eyes if you want, or gently lower your gaze. And bring your attention to your body, noticing how it feels in this present moment. This moment is all we have. The past is gone. The future has not yet arrived. In this very moment, there is joy waiting for us to witness it. Joy is often hidden in simplicity. In our busy lives, we sometimes forget the beauty of simplicity. But it is here in the simplest moments that joy often resides. Joy is in the curious eyes of a child, in the fresh brightness of a flower, in the stillness of the evening sky. Take a moment to reflect on something or someone in your life that you are grateful for. Breathe in as you think about this, and allow yourselves to be fully filled with gratitude for this blessing in your life. When we connect with gratitude, it helps us access a natural state of joy. Just take a few breaths thinking about this thing or this person that you're grateful for. Each breath is a reminder that we are alive, that we are here, that we are enough. Even in times of difficulty, joy can still be witnessed, experienced, and shared. Your joy is a gift, and when you share it, it grows, not just in you, but in the hearts of those you touch. Become aware of the sensations in your body again, the gentle rise and fall of your chest or your belly as you breathe, and allow your eyes to open. You are welcome to participate in one of our centering rituals, to light a candle for joy or a sorrow in your life, to write a note in our congregational book, place a stone in the sand, or add water to the fountain. Or feel free to sit and rest as you listen to the centering music.
Amid the winter's cold embrace,
Full. In our Dalai Lama group last week, we were going around the room. We usually do a check-in and talk about something that's going on in our lives. And the prompt for the check-in was to talk about something that brings us joy. And one of the participants, David Black, who usually facilitates our meetings, stated insightfully that he doesn't feel like joy is something that is brought to him, but something that can be experienced depending on his state of mind. He told a story about camping with his toddler in his backyard the night before and listening to the sound of the rain pitter-pattering on the roof of the tent and finding great joy in that beautiful sound. And then, as the night went on, he noticed how cold it was, and he hadn't brought enough comfortable bedding, and the sound of the rain became an annoyance that interfered with his ability to sleep. So the same sound that was joyful and lovely at one time became obnoxious just a few hours later. Joy is not something that is brought to us. Joy is an orientation of the heart and mind, an orientation of the spirit. We can look at the world through eyes of annoyance, impatience, dissatisfaction, or despair. Or we can look at the world through eyes of joy. I think it was Ken St. John who, in one of his reflections here at VUU, spoke about looking at a sunset and not criticizing and scrutinizing the sunset as being a little too red over here, a little too orange over here, but just looking at the sunset in awe and appreciation. That's looking at the world through the eyes of joy. Can we do that with each other? Can we look at a stranger with the spirit of appreciation and curiosity when we're driving on a busy freeway or in line at the grocery store? Can we take a breath and shift the orientation of our hearts and minds to view those around us with compassion, patience, and care? One thing is certain about joy: it cannot be contained. It cannot be captured and retain its natural beauty and poignance. William Blake wrote in his poem, Eternity, "He who binds to himself a joy does the winged life destroy. He who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise." If we allow ourselves to be oriented to joy, we can witness it in the simple pleasures of life, in the inspiring moments we share, in the big things that we're grateful for, but we cannot grasp it. It is like water that would run through our hands. So instead, let us be refreshed by joy when we feel it, be cleansed by it, renewed and nourished by it, and then let it go, knowing that if we are oriented to joy, it will naturally show up for us again. Joy comes back. Being oriented to joy does not mean ignoring suffering or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Joy does not erase the griefs we carry, the struggles in our communities, the pain in our world. But joy brings with it the resilience to navigate these challenges. Cultivating joy is a way of refusing to let hardship be the whole story. It is a way of remembering that delight, beauty, connection, and meaning still run like a river through the world, even in times of darkness. In his August 2024 interview with Stephen Colbert, Nick Cave spoke about what he calls the other side of grief, referring to the process of making sense of the tragic loss of his children. He said, "There is a decision we need to make. We have a choice. On some level, there is a desire to turn inward and to sort of wrap ourselves around the absence of the person we've lost. And I think this is a very dangerous situation and a mistake, and that we must be able to turn ourselves the other way and look at the world and understand that we are part of the world, and that the world is essentially full of people who have lost things." He continues with an explanation of how joy can show up after grief, loss, and hardship. He says, "It is deeply understanding the sort of vulnerable, precarious nature of each of us. And I've found by looking at the world in that way, I saw the world not as a cruel place, but as an extraordinarily, systemically beautiful place to live in. There is joy and there is happiness in a way you could never believe possible on the other side of grief. It's a difficult, terrible truth about grief that ultimately you can feel joy in a way that you never thought you could." Unquote. So it's not about denying sorrow. It's about seeing sorrowful things with the tenderness and open-heartedness that joy teaches us. As a spiritual orientation, joy is less about what we feel and more about where we direct our attention and how we direct our attention. Like the sound of rain being joyful one moment and irritating the next, cultivating joy is not about seeking pleasures just for pleasure. It's about being aware of our attitude, of our heart and mind, and intentionally shifting to a more spacious state of being. It is the practice of opening to gratitude, opening to beauty, opening to connection, even if we have an instinct to close ourselves off. It is a spiritual practice of letting our hearts be a little wider than they were before. And when we practice joy together as a community, it becomes even more powerful. Shared joy builds trust. Shared joy creates belonging. Shared joy reminds us that we are never alone. So let's orient ourselves to joy today and move forward with this spirit of gratitude, connection, and resilience. Thank you.
I asked them to play something about joy before I gave my program. Wow. And the people that sing in this choir are incredible. And music really stimulates joy. I've listened to all of Haydn's symphonies, and I have nothing but joy from it. Well, my name is Bob Del Carlo, and I've been diagnosed with joyous exuberance. And in this reflection, I want to talk about how the power of joy has an incredible effect on our mental and physical well-being. It's good for the immune system, too. Joy is defined as a profound and enduring sense of well-being, rooted in purpose, meaning, and inner peace. Joy can be more resilient and sustainable than happiness. Happiness is often described as a fleeting feeling connected with external events, like winning the lottery or a job promotion. You don't have to wait for joy to find you. You can choose joy because it is an active process, cultivated through intentional actions and daily practices. Cast aside your stress and anxiety and grasp the present moment. That's what life is, a series of moments. Try to make each moment special. Enjoy every moment that you can. When you choose joy, you choose to live life to the fullest. The practice of being fully aware of these moments that we experience is called mindfulness. Life is a miracle, and being fully aware can nourish your life and bring you joy. An example of mindfulness is illustrated by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, his book, Savor. I read the book, and boy, did it make an impression on me. He talks about savoring is where you fully feel and enjoy positive experiences. Savor these moments, every activity, every meal, every relationship. Thich Nhat Hanh gives an example of savoring by talking about the simple act of eating an apple. He says, hold the apple up and look at it. What kind of an apple is it? Is it a cosmic apple, a sugar bee apple? Is it a delicious apple? What color is it? Is it red? Is it yellow? Take a bite of the apple and start chewing and be aware of the texture of the apple. Is it crunchy? Is it soft and mushy? I hope not. And what does it taste like? Is it tart? Is it sweet? By eating the apple this way and truly savoring it, you get a taste of mindfulness. Again, the state of being fully immersed in the present moment. This experience can enhance feelings of joy and contentment. The book Savor really did make an impression on me. I eat mindfully now all the time. And in the group that I'm in, the Dalai Lama and Friends group, we have a little tea ritual. And they pass the tea around, and then we all take a moment and we just savor this little bit of the tea all together. And it's a ritual that really brings a lot of pleasure for me anyway. Well, there are many ways to cultivate joy in your life. One of my favorite ways is to enjoy routines and simple pleasures. Doesn't have to be a real momentous event. You can get a lot of joy from just simple pleasures, like that first cup of coffee or cup of tea in the morning, or watching a sunrise early in the morning, or walking the dog, or listening to music. I have a routine and a simple pleasure that I do every morning. I get up real early in the morning while it's still dark, and I drive over to the convenience store and get a cup of coffee to go, and then I go to the grocery store, get my paper, and then as I drive home, I stop by the golf course. And there's a one special place I always park, and it's just beautiful. The green, and the sun is starting to come up, and I take a walk, and I always go to this one tree. It's a huge, magnificent eucalyptus tree, and I just stand under that tree, look up at the sky, at the leaves, and it just gives me tremendous joy. And I look forward to doing that every morning. And then when I get in my vehicle, I sit there for a while and sip my coffee. And again, a very simple pleasure, but it gives me a lot of joy. Another way to increase joy is to engage in social interactions, not only with your friends and loved ones, but with people that you deal with throughout your day, like convenience store clerks, grocery store workers, people that work at the pharmacy or at the bank that you deal with. And what I like to do is I like to engage with these folks and say, well, how are you doing? And boy, I really appreciate what you do for me. And you develop friends that way. It's wonderful. It's amazing how quickly you can make an enjoyable connection and make new friends. Participate in social settings. And this is one of the greatest social settings that I can think of. This wonderful congregation, I've made so many new friends here. In my little group, the Dalai Lama and Friends group, I've got literally lasting friends with, made super friends with these folks. Put humor in your life. Have you ever seen any of those dog and cat videos? Oh, the cats are all wound up real tight, and the dogs are a little bit more laid back, and the interaction between them is just hilarious. My brothers and I will get on the phone together and we'll just laugh about things that we had seen and humor we saw. There's a author, Gary Larson, who wrote The Far Side, a series of books called The Far Side. One of my favorite ones was these people are in hell and they're having a coffee break. And the demons are around with their whips and the grins on their face, and there's flames all about. And the one guy gets up to the coffee pot, fills his cup with coffee, takes a sip of the coffee and says, "Oh man, the coffee's cold." They really got it right. The other one that I like is a pilot and his co-pilot in a little Cessna airplane flying over these high snow-capped mountains. And the co-pilot looks at the pilot and says, "Say, what's that mountain goat doing in the cloud bank?" Humor is a real mood booster. Appreciate and express gratitude. Tara was mentioning about gratitude. If you're stressed out or things aren't going well, think about the good things that are happening in your life. Do a gratitude journal. Fill out a gratitude journal. You'll be amazed at how much you can write down about how wonderful things are in your life. Experiencing gratitude activates neurotransmitters in our brain, including dopamine, associated with pleasure, and serotonin, which regulates your mood. With me, a great way to get joy in my life is I spend a lot of time in nature. And it doesn't have to be in a wilderness area or in a national park or a special a place like that. You can do it in your neighborhood area. Find a nice little green belt area where there's a lot of green grass and trees, and it's really wonderful. Humans are hardwired for wonder. The first whiff of spring blooms, the sound of water, the sight of leaves dancing in the breeze, the smell of decomposing plant material, And I used to get that a lot when I worked at Shenandoah National Park in Virginia in the hardwood forest with all the leaves. And when the leaves fell to the ground and started decomposing into the soil, the smell was just incredible. Also, the views from mountain summits and being in the presence of trees towering 300 feet tall, the Milky Way galaxy. These are moments of wonder that are like medicine for our mind and can stimulate feelings of joy, inspiration, and spirituality. Spirituality can mean something different to many people. For some, it can be deeply rooted in religious practices. For others, it can be found in moments of quiet reflection, immersion in nature, or creative expression. When you develop your spiritual side, you often find a more profound sense of purpose and lasting contentment. Well, we all experience stress in our lives. By reducing stress, you can stop the output of damaging hormones like cortisol, which can suppress the immune system. Reducing stress leads to both physical and mental well-being. One of the best ways to reduce stress is exercise. Even if it's just a brisk walk or a slow walk or a walk with a walker, it is so effective. It just helps your brain chemistry respond by releasing feel-good hormones like the endorphins that help elevate your mood. You can try meditation. Tara went over some of the things about meditation. In fact, she does a facilitating where she does a guided meditation in our group, the Dalai Lama and Friends, which is always really wonderful. You can try meditation, quiet your mind, concentrate on your breath, and be in the present moment. Try using distraction. If you're very stressed out, try and distract yourself and perhaps get involved in some other activities. And there's another one that I've used where you visualize a peaceful setting. When I was in the Navy in boot camp years ago, we'd be standing at attention, and the drill instructors would be yelling and screaming at us. Our stress level going up, up, up. And I would visualize a peaceful place like the San Francisco peaks in the old growth forest, and it would lower my stress level. One of the best ways to create joy in your life is to engage in acts of kindness and compassion. Research from Emory University confirms that engaging in acts of kindness and compassion activates the pleasure and reward center in the left prefrontal lobe of our brain. This is the region of the brain associated with positive emotions such as love and empathy. Let someone go in front of you at a crowded checkout line. What happens to me sometimes is somebody will let me go in front of them, and it just makes me feel so good. And I say, oh, thank you so much. You've really made my day. And then it makes them feel good. That they're like smiling. And then all of a sudden you've got this wonderful little ripple effect going on, a positive experience. Take a disabled neighbor to a doctor's appointment, a volunteer at a food bank or a hospice. When you volunteer, your brain throws literally a biochemical party that rivals a runner's high. It releases dopamine, the feel-good hormone, and oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which creates feelings of warmth and connection. Every kind word, every act of compassion you offer to others will come back to you in ways you would never expect. And I found that out. I was at the drive-thru at McDonald's, and there was a lady in front of me, and she was outside of her car putting ice bags in her trunk. And you could tell she was rather flustered because she felt like she was holding me up, and she kind of looked over at me, and I said, "Hey, it's okay, take your time, you're good." And she smiled and went and got back in her car and went up to get her order, and then she drove off. And I got up to the checkout line, and the clerk said, "Oh, the lady in front of you bought your breakfast." Well, we all have an innate capacity for developing joy and inner peace. Habits and routines that support this journey toward joy include savoring simple pleasures, engaging in acts of kindness and compassion, reducing stress, fostering relationships, participating in positive activities, widening your network of socialization, and spending time in the natural world. Studies have shown that living a life filled with joy can strengthen our immune system. Dr. Laura Richmond of Duke University looked at the physical effects associated with joy, and the result of the study found that positive emotions of joy and happiness can play a role in preventing disease and certainly helps the immune system. So I hope that some of these tips are helpful to you, that you can get joy in your life. And I hope that you all get joyous exuberance. Thank you very much, everybody.
Now it's time for our offering. Will the ushers please come into the aisles to pass the plates? And just a note, since we've changed the seating arrangement, as if you're at the end of your aisle, please pass the plate across the aisle to the person on the other side of the aisle. This is the season of giving, and giving to others is one of the ways that we can access greater joy within our own hearts, as Bob was talking about. So please give generously to support the activities of this congregation. There are many ways that you can give to VUU to show your love and care and appreciation for the work that everyone does here. You can text GIVE to 480-725-4522. You can use the QR code on the screen, or you can go to VUU.org and click on Give. We are in our annual pledge drive. We have annual pledges of over $137,000 so far. From 39 pledges, and that was as of yesterday morning, I think, so maybe even more now. I would encourage you to make a pledge for the upcoming fiscal year and participate in one of our cottage meetings where members and friends are gathering to discuss how we can discuss stories about what brought us to VUU and what the congregation means to us, and share our vision for the coming years. And now we can share a short video from our great friend and longtime member, Beverly McCormick, who has been committed to VUU for over 25 years. And she explains why she gives to VUU. So please enjoy this video and consider giving generously to support the activities of this congregation.
Hi, I'm Beverly McCormick, and I'm a resident of Mesa, Arizona. I can hardly believe it because 25 years ago, I hopped in my car from Brooklyn, New York. I drove out here, and I've been here ever since. What do I do? How did I get here? It was kind of roaming around because I really came out here alone. And also, I hadn't been in a church in years. I mean, they just weren't saying anything to me that made me think that the world was going to get better. Then I met some people who said, well, why don't you just try, just come over to VUU, just see what we're saying. And I have to tell you, I walked in the front door, I listened to what the minister said, I talked to some of the people, and I've been here for over 25 years. Because this is the place that makes things happen. This is the place where we have marched. This is the place where we have spoken. This is the place where we got the legislation that allowed people who were immigrants to live in this place. Of course, we have to do it all over again, but the energy is still there, and it's the energy that keeps me with this organization, because it's an organization that talks about the things that are important in life, and the things that are important are the people. And all people have a contribution to make, and we just want to make sure we have an opportunity to make that contribution. So we march, we sing, we welcome, and we hope to create a place and an idea that encourages other people to feel the same way.
Now we have a special musical performance by 4 college students who are home for a Thanksgiving break and wanted to join the service today. So let's give them a warm welcome. Our closing words are from Karen Lewis Foley. May we honor and hold gently our past. May we live fully our present. May we hope toward and build our future, living our mission, that love is the doctrine of this congregation, that the quest of truth is our sacrament, and service our prayer. That we dwell together in peace and seek knowledge in freedom. And we serve humankind in friendship. May these walls breathe with the hope, faith, and love of the ages. May they never become walls that separate, to hold us in and others out. May they be like arms that reach outward to embrace our community and our beautiful and broken world, extending our ministry to all with healing, justice, service, and love. Let us go forth in joy, live in peace, and return in love.
Would you rise, please, to join us in hymn number 1036, Calypso Alleluia. Now, if you know this, sing out.
Please join me in the chalice extinguishing words. Though we extinguish the chalice, our connection